Have you ever lost something precious? Something you turned your whole world upside down to find? Let me tell you a story about a woman named Alara. Her life was simple, woven with the quiet rhythms of her village. She had 10 silver coins, her life savings, each one a testament to years of hard work and sacrifice. They weren't just metal, they were her security, her future, her peace of mind. She kept them in a small, worn leather pouch, a constant companion tied to her belt. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in shades of orange and purple, Alara reached for her pouch. A familiar ritual before settling in for the night. 1, 2, 3. She counted, her fingers tracing the cool, smooth edges of the coins. 7, 8, 9. Her heart skipped a beat. 9. She counted again, slower this time, a knot of dread tightening in her stomach. 9. Only 9. One was missing. Panic, cold and sharp, washed over her. It was just one coin, but to Alara, it was everything. It was the food for a month, the medicine she might need, a piece of her carefully built life, vanished into thin air. Where could it be? She retraced her steps from the day. Did it fall at the market? Was it taken? The thought sent a shiver down her spine. The sun had set, and darkness was beginning to creep into the corners of her small home. Most people would have given up, chalking it up to bad luck and waiting for morning. But not Alara. This wasn't just about the money. It was about recovering what was hers, about restoring the wholeness of what she had worked so hard for. A fierce determination ignited in her eyes, chasing away the shadows of despair. She wouldn't sleep. She couldn't, not until her coin was found. She grabbed an old oil lamp, its small flame sputtering to life, casting long, dancing shadows across the stone walls. Her home was modest, with an earthen floor and simple wooden furniture. Finding a tiny silver coin in this dim, cluttered space seemed like an impossible task. The flickering light was her only ally against the encroaching darkness. With the lamp held high, she began her quest. Her search was methodical, almost frantic. She started in the main room, her eyes scanning every inch of the floor. Dust motes danced in the lamplight like tiny, mocking spirits. She got down on her hands and knees, her fingers brushing over the cool, hard-packed earth. Nothing. She felt under the small, wooden table, her hand sweeping through cobwebs and dust. Still nothing. The silence of the house was deafening, broken only by her own anxious breathing and the crackle of the lamp. Next, she took her broom, not just to sweep, but to listen. With each stroke, she listened for the faint, telltale clink of metal against the floor. Swish, swish, swish. The sound of bristles against dirt filled the room. She swept with a desperate energy, moving furniture, peering into every nook and cranny. The pile of dust grew, but the coin remained hidden. Doubt began to whisper in her ear. Maybe it was truly gone, lost forever in the world outside. Hours passed. The moon climbed high in the night sky, its pale light a silent witness to her tireless search. Exhaustion began to weigh on her limbs, but she refused to surrender. She thought about the coin, its familiar weight, the intricate design on its face. It was more than just currency, it was a part of her story. Losing it felt like losing a piece of herself. This thought fueled her, pushing her past the point of giving up. She moved to the corners of the room, areas she had already checked but now examined with renewed focus. She ran her fingers along the base of the walls, feeling for any small crack or crevice where a coin might have rolled. Her lamp was running low on oil, the flame beginning to dim. It was now or never. She swept one final corner, a spot near the doorway she had passed a dozen times, and then she heard it. A sound so small, so insignificant, it could have been mistaken for a falling pebble. A faint, metallic asterisk tink asterisk. Her heart stopped. She froze, holding her breath, listening. Was it her imagination? Slowly, she knelt down, holding the lamp so close to the floor that the flame nearly touched the ground. And there, half buried in the dust and grime she had swept into a pile, was a glint of silver. It was her coin, covered in dirt, but unmistakable. A wave of relief so powerful it almost brought her to her knees washed over her. She reached out with a trembling hand and picked it up. It felt warm from the lamplight, solid and real in her palm. The weight of it was a profound comfort. She held it tightly, a tear of joy tracing a path through the dust on her cheek. She hadn't just found a coin, She had found hope. She had restored her little world to wholeness. But her joy was too great to keep to herself. The search was a solitary, desperate struggle, but the discovery demanded to be shared. In that moment, the exhaustion of the night vanished, replaced by an infectious, bubbling happiness. She didn't just quietly put the coin back in her pouch and go to sleep. No, this was a moment for celebration. She burst out of her house, her face glowing in the pre-dawn light. She ran to her neighbors' homes, knocking on their doors, her voice filled with excitement. "Wake up, she called out. "Rejoice with me. I have found the coin that I had lost." Her friends and neighbors, roused from their sleep, came out, rubbing their eyes. Seeing Alara's radiant joy, their confusion turned to smiles. They understood. They had all known loss, and they all knew the profound joy of finding what was precious. They gathered around her, celebrating this small but significant victory. The recovery of one lost coin had turned into a spontaneous, joyful festival. Laughter and cheerful chatter filled the morning air as the sun began to rise, its golden rays chasing away the last of the night's shadows. Alara's personal quest had become a shared moment of community and happiness. And this story, this simple tale of a lost coin, holds a powerful truth. Imagine the joy Alara felt, the sheer relief and happiness of finding that one precious piece. Now, think about this. The story tells us that this is exactly how heaven feels when one person, just one, who was lost, is found. All of heaven, filled with countless angels, erupts in a celebration that puts Alara's little party to shame. Every single person is as precious as that coin. When someone feels lost, disconnected, or has wandered away, heaven doesn't just sigh and move on. No, there is a diligent search, a relentless, loving pursuit. And when that person is found, when they turn back, the joy is immeasurable. It's a powerful reminder that no one is insignificant. Your value is immense, and your return is cause for the greatest celebration imaginable. Just like that one coin made everything whole again for Alara, every single soul matters. Thank you for watching. If this story touched you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that aims to inspire and uplift. See you in the next video.